some of us remember Gibraltar existing as an island. The building behind me is a radio station slash television station. It's called GBC. Reality residue is when, you know, we can find text of the other timeline, of the other universe in which Gibraltar is an island. All of us that have shifted from another Earth and have seen, personally witnessed changes, especially geography changes, for land masses to move, for islands to disappear. As far as I know, I've been looking at the same world map for the past 6 years. It has not changed. Something happened.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people think it's an island. Most people in the UK think it's an island.
So yes, you have heard people call Gibraltar an island.
Some people say that it's an island.
Wow. I just left passport control. I am officially back in Gibraltar after a few days exploring Africa, the Spanish cities of Africa. I just ran into the same lady that I ran to a few days ago, or maybe the first day I actually crossed into Gibraltar with my passport. Those kids were saying hello. So I'm back in Gibraltar, and I ran into the lady was there that I had mentioned that participated in the island game. She was there. She said she had watched my video. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. It just so happens that she's a gold medalist at the island games, and shout out to her. Big ups to you. I didn't get your name, I'm sorry, but yeah, I was, you know, explaining to the other guards there. Some of them, it just so happens that they watched my video, and yeah, and they keep saying it. Yeah, they meet so many people that refer to Gibraltar or call Gibraltar an island, and it's not an island. I understand that, you know, people come here to visit, and you know, sometimes when people visit places, you know, they get things wrong, right? Like, they don't know things, and there's human errors, right? We all make mistakes. We're only human. But there's certain things. There's a reason why they meet so many people that call Gibraltar an island. There's a reason why, you guys, and I'm trying to prove that to you guys. I hope you guys will believe me someday. There's a reason why, and the reason why is because, you know, this place actually exists as an island in a different reality. We can't see it, I know. It sounds really crazy, believe me, I know. And I hate to look like I sound crazy, but there's a reason why. There's more than meets the eye. Crossing the airport runway for like the 5th time, I think, around there. It's just a surreal experience to know that this airport did not exist in the reality in which some of us remember Gibraltar existing as an island, and the Mediterranean Sea was much wider. This airport did not exist. This is such an amazing place to cross through. And back when I was on the rock, Gibraltar up there, one of the, I guess, one of the, what do you call it, people working up there in one of the caves had mentioned that, you know, this is in a few years, I think that by the end of this year or by the end of, or the beginning of next year, this won't be possible. I don't know if it's going to be possible for pedestrians, but at least the vehicles will not be able to be driving through here. There's going to be, they're building an underground tunnel just so people don't have to go through the airport. As I was walking down to the Europa lighthouse, it's currently about 9:24 p.m. The building behind me is a radio station slash television station. It's called GBC. You know, on my way from Ceuta to Gibraltar, I had thought about, you know, reaching out to a radio station and telling my story about the Mandela Effect and people having memories of Gibraltar being an island. And so I passed by, I walked in, I asked the security guard because as soon as you walk in front of the building, you see a group of people that look like they work for some kind of radio station or television station. And it's so crazy that I ran into one because I had literally forgotten, and next thing you know, I'm like walking right next. It looks like like some kind of broadcast station, and I'm like, oh wait, I remember that I wanted to, you know, try and see maybe I could reach out to a radio or which I still plan to do, or some newspaper publication to get my story out there, to get our story out there for those of us who have memories of Gibraltar being an island. And so I walked in, I spoke to the security guard, and at first he told me that, you know, to come back another time, maybe tomorrow, because they were about to close or whatnot. I was like, you know, I was like, I see a few people there. All I need is like literally 2 or 5 minutes. If I could just please speak to someone and just tell my story. I would like to speak to someone from the press or something. And you know, the next thing you know is you know, he brought out basically a nice lady called, but her name is Ross, and she actually is a journalist. She actually introduced herself as a journalist. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. This is the person I want to speak to, a journalist, to get my story out there. And so I spoke to her, guys. I told her my story. I told her about the Mandela Effect. She has heard about the Mandela Effect. And even she, I wish I would have recorded this, but I didn't want to make it awkward. And you know, I want to try to seem legit as possible, so that way I can actually, you know, I don't want to record this, but basically she knew what the Mandela Effect was. She has heard of it, and you know, and then I was showing her all the evidence that I've showed everyone else. I showed her a magazine, the Spanish magazine, and even her, sorry, a Spanish magazine that says Gibraltar, an island in the Mediterranean. And even her, she says that she has met so many people that refer to Gibraltar as an island. They think it's an island, and I keep telling her there's a reason why, you guys. There's a reason why. And I kept saying, I know it sounds crazy, but there's a reason why. And we're, you know, and I've told her that after 6 years of my research, you know, and learning about the Mandela Effect, and personally have experienced and seen the changes, I told her there's a reason why, you know, you meet so many people that refer to this place as an island. And I showed her some evidence. I showed her the magazine. I showed her the book. I showed her the historic images. I showed her the island games. I even asked her the island. And I was, you know, I was just, you know, I was just trying to tell her there's a reason why. There's a reason why. And I was always just getting a kind of like a response as to why people might refer to it as an island, like kind of like an excuse almost. But I'm like, there's more to it than meets the eye. There's a reason why, you know. And I'm like, I have recorded so many I have recorded testimonies, I have recorded accounts, tweets, and evidence that prove Gibraltar exists as an island. And she was asking for real proof, or a map or something. I'm like, a map is gonna be impossible. It's impossible. The only way we can prove it is through our memories, or we can find something called reality residue. Reality residue is when, you know, we can find texts of the other timeline, of the other universe in which Gibraltar is an island. We'll find the word island still existing, but it's very hard to find. It's very rare, and if you find it, it's almost like finding gold. So I explained all this to her, and she heard me out. She heard my story. She was very nice, very, you know, open-minded, and she told me that she was investigating some other case, but it had nothing to do with the Mandela Effect. But that, you know, she's you know, she does research and investigation and stuff. So I was like, man, if you could please help me get my story out there, I would really appreciate it. And you know, she smiled at me a few times. She got my information, and that meant a lot to me. That meant a lot to me, because man, I would really like the day, for, you know, the day when this news gets out there and spread the message, you know, that there's more to life, or more to reality than what we think there is. we as humans, you know, we believe that there's only one reality. That's not true. That's not true. All of us that have shifted from another earth and have seen, personally witnessed changes, especially geography changes, for land masses to move, for islands to disappear, that's something that deserves to be told to the world, to whatever realities are out there. There's other realities out there, you know, that story deserves to be told and recorded and be a part of history, because who knows when we'll, you know, if this will ever happen again. As far as I know, I've been looking at the same world map for the past 6 years. It has not changed. Something happened. There's been a shift in consciousness, as I have said before. So I'm personally thankful for have met her. And this was totally by accident, even though I planned to go to a radio station, not a television station. I think they do television as well. I'm not too sure. But I'm personally thankful to have met her, for her to sit down with me, hear my story, take down my information. And her name was Ross. And I'm so thankful. And hopefully, guys, hopefully she contacts me. She says she will contact me. So let's see, guys, let's see. And yeah, I'm gonna try and reach out to more radio stations, maybe most likely tomorrow, because it's already 9:30 at night, and it's still daylight out here in the island of Gibraltar. There's a reason why people call this an island. And I'm gonna head to Europa Point still. I'm almost there, sounds like. I hear a lot of seagulls, but perhaps there's seagulls everywhere here. But it feels like it's close, because I can see the end of the rock. That's the end of it, so I'm close. I just stopped by kind of like a ditch, and here's a tunnel that's like in a ditch. Not sure what you call it, but it's by Rosea Bay. Marine litter, I'm not sure what that sign says. But anyways, I'm gonna stop here because I see there's like a little place to stand right here. I just have a nice view of the water and Algeciras, and maybe I could speak to somebody here who is just happening to be fishing. You know, just ask random people questions about Gibraltar being an island. This place looks like some ruins here, but it's cool to hike it. I find it interesting. Not sure why I'm going here, but things in the universe are not. There's a reason why I'm here. I thought it would be cool to just, you know, ask the fishermen here. I'm pretty sure, well, let's see, hopefully they've been fishing here for many years. And talk to fishermen. I am here next to the fishermen. Some people fishing here. I'm gonna see if maybe they start talking to me, start a conversation. Hey, what's up, man? Any luck? Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
But I just lost my whole route, so yeah.
Okay.
Where are you from, man?
I'm from New York.
New York.
Yeah, Enrique.
Sufyan.
Sofian?
Sufyan, yeah.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
wow.
to you.
Born and raised in Gibraltar.
Yeah, but I moved to the UK.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was living in London for a long time.
Ah.
I just got back recently.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, how was it? Your first time here?
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Nice,
this is a magical place.
Literally.
Beautiful place. Yeah.
Have you been up the rock yet?
Yeah, I saw Ape Zen the other day. It's it could get really hot up there. It feels hotter up there. Yeah, and those monkeys is, you know, it's crazy.
Anything they see, they'll take it off.
Yeah, they started, they jumped on top of me, tried to open my zipper. That's how smart they are.
Literally, they're like that.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Because I'm here to do an investigation.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard something called the Mandela Effect.
Nope.
No, never.
What's that?
Well, let me ask you first. Have you ever heard anybody call or refer to Gibraltar as an island? They think it's an island?
Yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Even though it's connected to the mainland.
Yeah.
They
Can I get you on there?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
So you said yes?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people think it's an island.
Yeah.
Most people in the UK think it's an island because they haven't been. So they say, oh yeah, that little island in the south of Spain.
And the little island in the Mediterranean or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, something that they don't know, it's not actually an island. It's stuck to mainland Spain.
Yeah. You're not the only one who I've met who's actually, you know, met people that call Gibraltar an island.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Everyone I met will say yes, they've come across people where they think this is an island, but it's not an island.
Yeah.
So that's part of my investigation.
Is it an island or is it not? It's
well,
not,
there's a supernatural phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect, which I asked you never heard about it.
Yeah, never have a deja vu or something similar to that.
Yeah. You mind if I record you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I like hearing stories.
No worries. I stay mesmerized because literally I keep thinking, what if maybe that deja vu came from another life before, or maybe from something in the future, and it might be giving me a sign and it's telling me, oh, you've done this before, even though I've never done it in this life, and I've seen myself in the deja vu, and I feel like, oh,
you've
that
been there before.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
I experienced it, and sometimes it could be an advantage where it could help you, I don't know, achieve other things that you thought you probably might not be able to achieve. So for that, it's an advantage, but at the same time it could be something very confusing to you, and most people, it just confuses them because they're thinking, oh, this deja vu just doesn't make sense because it's impossible for me to be in that certain situation where my mind's telling me right now, you've been there, you've done that, you know this, and at the same time your brain is telling your soul, or whatever you want to call it, it's telling itself, yo, you can't do this, so this is impossible. And that's where it kind of could be like a downside to the deja vu, but at the same time you could use it to your advantage. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
some people easily dismiss deja vu as if, you know, it's just something. It's just something that I'm experiencing, but it really has no meaning to it.
Literally.
But you know, to me, you know,
it has a lot. And if you think more, that's what I say. You have to be thinking. Just think and just open up your mind and just be open, and you find solutions to a lot of things just through finding your inner self or connecting to different parts of your brain that you never connected to, and a whole bunch of other aspects. But I think you can use it to your advantage. You just have to be open-minded and look at things differently, and just not, you know, always close doors on yourself.
Man, you sound like the great person to talk to because you're open-minded. There's some people who just be like, nah, that's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I prefer to have a conversation and just open up my mind, even though I don't pretty much know much about it. I'd like to hear about it, learn about it, listen to other people, their experiences with many other things, because everyone has different experiences in everything. No, not one person is going to do the same thing and the other person is going to do the exact same thing. Everyone has different ways of
thinking, different beliefs, opinions.
Exactly. So all that just combines, and you just learn from everything.
That's how I am, and I just, you know, I've learned that, you know, sometimes you just got to be open-minded, hear other people's ideas. Don't debate them, and, you know, just absorb, and you know what you know what I'm saying? So that's good. I'm glad we're on that kind of level, you know what I'm saying? Man,
What was your name again?
Enrique. After some fishing, he offered me a ride to the Europa Light Point, so I'm really grateful for this. I'm thankful.
You're welcome.
This is how nice the people are here in Gibraltar. Man, I can't describe it in words how nice the people are here. It just seems everyone just wants to help you. You know, you do something and they just want to offer you more here. That's the vibe I get here. Appreciate my boy Sofian bringing me to Europa Light Point.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you so much.
Listen,
I gotta come through all this. Wow, look at this, guys. What is this? Whoa.
We've got 2 tunnels that are functional. This one.
My boy Sofian driving away. Really great dude, really cool guy, and I'm so thankful. It's so crazy, you could just run into people here in Gibraltar, and, you know, people are just so nice. They, you start a conversation and they'll continue the conversation with you, and you know, wow, this is really an amazing place, a magical place, and the people here are so nice, and I can't thank him enough. And wow, I'm sad that I'll be leaving here in a few days, so I'm trying to get to know as much as possible. And so right behind me is the Europa lighthouse. Here, the lost island of Gibraltar. This is an island in another reality, and I'm gonna try and see if I can, it's kind of windy here, I'm gonna try and see if I can find anybody to speak to. That's where I currently am. I'm gonna go head back to La Linea, back to my hotel. It's 11 p.m. I'm in a cab heading back to the hotel, so I'm heading to La Linea to cross the border here in the lost island of Gibraltar. And I figured I'd go just take a taxi because there's no sidewalks on the East Coast. So I spoke to some locals. They gave me a cab number, and I called the cab. I waited about 15 minutes. I finally got picked up, and so now I'm in a cab heading to my hotel. I think with that said, guys, I'm gonna end the day here, and tomorrow will be a new day of investigations on the lost island of Gibraltar. Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long have you worked here? How long have you lived here in Gibraltar?
47 years.
47 years. Wow. Have you ever heard anybody, I'm sorry, can you lower the radio a little bit?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anybody call Gibraltar an island? They think it's an island?
Well, it's not an island. It's connected to Spain.
No, I know, but have you ever heard anybody call Gibraltar an island? They think it's an island.
Most of the people say that it's an island, but it's not an island.
So yes, you have heard people call Gibraltar an island.
Some people say that it's an island.
Wow. We are crossing the border of the airport. Yeah. No, sorry, we're crossing a runway. Did I say border? We're crossing a runway of the airport. This is the strangest airport that exists.